Welcome back to Witch Wednesdays and Vlogtober day 27. Today I'm doing another witch does the XYZ spell from a movie or TV show, and today we are taking a look at the cord cutting that is in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I particularly enjoy Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I think it's a fun watch this time of year, and I am impressed with how much they get right about traditional witchcraft. They get a lot wrong. I will say that. They're not perfect. But I do think that there are a lot of things that they get right in terms of these spells. So I wanted to look at the cord cutting ritual and show you how to do that in real life. Cord cutting is a common practice for witches. It also seems to be very popular right now, and essentially it's a spell that you would use to sever a relationship that you want to leave in the past. It does not have to just be a romantic relationship like we see in Sabrina's case. It's any ritual that you want to cut any energetic ties with another person, whether that is romantic, family, friends, but it could also be a place, a addictive behavior, a negative thought pattern, really any one of those things that you would like to completely cut ties with as a healing method. Specifically, it's a form of what's called sympathetic magic, where you are using something that is in place of what you would like to happen in the real world. So in this case, you are using candles in place of the people. And what you are doing to the candles is what you would like to energetically happen to the people in the real world. So you are connecting those candles and then severing that connection, thereby severing the connection that you have with the person or thing in real life. Now, I do want to say that as common as this practice is lately, I do think that it is a pretty big undertaking and a kind of serious one. So I don't recommend using a cord cutting as a band-aid. It's still really important to process emotions because you are shaped by your life events, good or bad. So if you are not processing those emotions and feelings, you're not getting the benefits and learning the lessons of those negative experiences. I always recommend starting a cord cutting with a journaling exercise, so at least you are getting all of those feelings down onto paper, and that way you can get really specific and not cut something accidentally, and just sort of make sure that you really are going through that full process and all of those emotions. So we're going to take a look at the clip from Sabrina, and then I am going to head over to my altar and show you exactly what that looks like in practice. So it starts with the scene of Sabrina carving the names into those pillar candles, and the altar, we're over there and I show you the candle size. We'll talk about the pillar candles. That's the only part that's like a problem in this. But she's carving the names of her and her most recent ex-love interest. And we also see her familiar, Salem, in the background there. And the calling of her familiar is something else that the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina gets right. So maybe I will do that one in the future.
No, Salem, I have to do this for my own good. Burden said to carve my name on this one, next on the other. Then I just burn the wick, and all of my feelings for him are gone. Our cord's cut.
That is the very literal definition of what a cord cutting is. It's not exactly that all the emotions are just gone, but it's more that once that cord is cut, that those emotions have less of a burden on you.
Yes, of course, Nick. Who else? Harvey? No. I mean, I'll always love Harvey, but I don't think I still. I don't want to hurt Roz. I don't want to hurt Harvey. It's better safe than sorry.
So at this point, she adds her previous ex-boyfriend's name to the candle. I don't recommend muddying the waters like that, which is why I recommend a journaling exercise so you can get really specific about those intentions. And in Sabrina's case, the cord cutting probably would have been good for Harvey because that was a very long-term ex situation. She's not going back to that, whereas she has not really processed her feelings for Nick, so probably not ready to do a cord cutting ritual for him anyway in the first place. And that's the scene. You can see at the end there, the tears rolling down, her processing those emotions. That is all part of that cord cutting ritual. So let's hop over to my altar and see what that looks like in real life. Here is what a cord cutting ritual looks like in practice. So first of all, of course, you are going to need the candles. Now you can get a joint candle. That's what I have here. And that is what Sabrina used, which is just where the wick is attached. Usually this is how they are made. It's a single wick and it's dipped into the candle wax like this. So you get these joint candles. If you don't have that option, you can always use 2 candles instead. In order to use 2 candles, you would instead tie a thread around the 2 candles, connecting them around the middle here, and then light each candle. And as it burns down, when it gets to that point, it will light the thread, and that thread will burn, and that would be the cord being cut. I have black here. You can consider your own color correspondences. Black is a traditional color for cord cutting, for banishing. But as you saw in the clip, Sabrina uses red, and red is associated with romantic love, but it is also in traditional witchcraft associated with protection. So there are quite a few reasons why red might be a good idea. For this, you will also need some sort of carving tool. I have that over here, so you can carve the names within the candles. It is hard to see on the black, but you can a little bit see the scratches there that I carved my name in there. And then you'll want some sort of cleansing tool to cleanse your space. I have the mini besom here. You can use incense, a candle, crystals, whatever it is. I like the mini besom, and I just do the sweeping motion like that to cleanse the space. And I also should mention that I prefer to use a smaller candle because you do need to let this burn all the way down. And those giant pillar candles that Sabrina used obviously were for cinematic purposes and just looked better on screen, but those will take forever to burn, days. You really do not want to sit around and wait for that. So this little size like this is perfect. If you want, you can also further dress your candles. So if you have particular associations with yourself and with the person or thing that you are trying to cut from, you can further dress these candles. You can either use candles in the colors that you associate with yourself and the other person. You can dress these in oils and herbs that you associate with yourself or the other person. Or you can choose correspondences that are associated with your specific intentions. I added a base of salt here to get the candles to stay upright. You can also light the wax on the bottom to get them to stick, or use candle holders. I like a salt and herbal blend for that, so that is what's going on there. And then you will light the wick here. And while it is burning down, you're focusing on the bond that you have shared with this other person and how difficult that bond has been to break. And as the candles continue to burn down, you want to visualize your life once you're free from that bond, like the kind of relief and freedom that you're going to feel once this cord is finally cut and the problem is removed from your life. So I am just lighting that in the middle there, and then that is going to separate and burn down. There's really not anything to study in terms of this candle and the way things burn. So if one burns faster, if one flickers more or goes out and you have to relight it, those don't mean as much because you're not doing a specific candle reading for this. That is just sort of the energy and emotions leaving, and especially if you dressed the candle, that could have a lot to do with the way that it's burning. So don't read too much into that. If one burns down super quickly or anything, that's not the point of a cord cutting ritual. This is just a time to reflect on that bond and what you are specifically trying to get rid of. So you do want to sit with these candles as they burn all the way down. And then, of course, once that is complete, it is very important to get rid of the remains, because if you just keep them, you're still hanging on to that. So the idea is to get those out of your life and out of your house as quickly as possible. And ideally, you would like to get them as far away from you as possible. So this is not one where I would recommend burying it in your backyard or anything. This is truly one where it would be better to throw things away and let the garbage take it far away from you. That's everything that I have about cord cutting rituals and the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. So if you have any questions, do let me know in the comments, and let me know if there are any other spells and rituals out there from movies or TV shows that you would like for me to take a look at and see how they could be applied in real life. That's everything that I have for Vlogtober day 27. I will see you tomorrow.